Northern California is in the migration path of sperm whales, orcas, humpback whales, and gray whales. Specifically in the winter, the gray whales travel from the Bering Sea in the north all the way down to Baja California in the south. This morning I've booked a whaling cruise in Monterey Bay, California, and hopefully we'll catch sight of some, and some dolphins too. Let's go through our checklist before we leave. First, dressing appropriately is critical, especially if you're on a morning cruise like I am. It's going to be cold AF. I bought this lens/monocular to get some good shots in case the whales are pretty far off in the distance. Bring some loose change and small bills just in case. A lot of these marinas have an honorary pay system where you put exact change into an envelope, and it's pretty low tech. And finally, if you have pretty bad motion sickness, you might want to pop a couple of Dramamine beforehand because the boats are smaller and we are on choppier waters. It is the ocean after all. All right, let's go.
There are plenty of touring boats out there, and they're all around $50 for a 3-hour trip. So definitely check for discounts like Groupon or Travelzoo before you commit. Oh, and I believe they all require advance reservations. For today, I'm booked on the Sea Goddess, which operates out of Moss Landing, which is about 30 minutes north of Monterey. I booked this outfit mainly because of its location. Number one, Moss Landing is in kind of a remote area, so it's much easier to get to. More so than like Monterey or Santa Cruz, where the majority of the outfits operate out of. And number two, once you motor out of the marina, you are directly over the underwater Monterey Bay Canyon, which is just teeming with marine life. The food source tends to draw the larger mammals, so we should be able to see plenty today. Can't wait to get out there.
Looks like the sea lions are out and about this morning. Hopefully they don't attack us when we get on the boat. Hi! Checking in. Somebody's boat rammed into their home dock, so we're walking down to a temporary dock. This old shutdown refinery is a landmark of Moss Bay, and you'll see it on all of the tourist tchotchkes and stuff.
Boat.
There's essentially 2 seasons to do whale watching. If you come mid-December through mid-April, you'll catch the gray whales as they're doing their migration from the Arctic Circle all the way down to Mexico. Gray whales can only be found in the Pacific Ocean, so they're only viewable from the west coast. At one point, there used to be a gray whale population in the Atlantic Ocean, but that has since gone extinct. And actually, the Pacific Coast gray whales have only just recently come off the endangered species list due to pretty aggressive conservation efforts. We have to motor about an hour out to intersect their migration paths. Grays are pretty shy, so this is the closest we're getting. We watch them feed by diving, scooping sediment from the bottom, and sifting through their baleen plates, which isn't super active, so mostly what we see are lots of spouting and tail slapping. We could only spend about 10 minutes due to the commute, but it was spectacular. More so in person than what you see on film. And the second season starts in April. This is when the gray whales begin their migration back home to the Bering Sea with the calves that they've just birthed. This is also a more deadly time for them as orcas, or killer whales as they're better known, roam these seas and they're looking to pick off those calves and eat them. It's a strangely beautiful and fascinating part of the ecosystem here.
Also during this time, humpbacks and blue whales are making their migration up here from Mexico. So you should start seeing them April through September. Both have been hunted to near extinction and are on the endangered species list. There are only a little over 2,000 blue whales left, and they're extremely shy, so I doubt very much that we're going to see them on this trip. But you can only hope.
We did, however, track a pair of humpbacks throughout the trip. They are probably the friendliest of all the whales, and this new generation, sans whaling, have little fear of humans and have been known to surface pretty close to boats to check us out. They're also best known for their famous whale song. In addition to the whales, there are about 7 species of dolphins and porpoises found in Monterey Bay, including bottlenose and common dolphins, as well as Pacific white-sided with distinctive white markings like this playful pod here, wake surfing off the boat, Rizzo's dolphins with blunt noses, and the northern right whale dolphins. This day, we happened to run into a huge pod of Rizzo's and white-sided dolphins.
Wow, it has been 2.5 hours and unbelievably time has flown by. We're due back in the harbor, so we're gonna head back now. By the way, for those of you interested in great white sharks, many of these whale watching outfits will also do shark tours. Generally at the end of summer, beginning of fall, when the great whites migrate back up here to Monterey Bay in search of elephant seal cubs. And they cost a little bit more, but you'll definitely see some great whites.
We are not quite done. I have one final, very special detour for you. We're going to see even more wildlife, and it's literally just down the street, about a 2-minute drive. You're going to get back on Highway 1 heading north, and you're going to make a left-hand turn when you get to Jetty, heading towards Moss Landing State Beach. Hang on to your parking ticket, because in case there's no beach parking there, you can also park at the harbor parking lot. If you can, try to find parking just a couple of blocks after you see the porta potty on your left-hand side. Up here, across the way from all the boats, you're going to find a huge herd of harbor seals. Unlike the sea lions at the boat dock, these have spotted hides and wriggle on their bellies on land. If you keep driving, you'll eventually come to this parking lot, and you'll know you're here because there's a little sign for sea otters here. Several years ago, a huge raft of sea otters, mostly bachelors, made their home in this protected cove right below the parking lot. And it was a fun way to get a closer look at them. As you can see, they no longer hang out here, and they've moved all the way over there. You can see those little specks in the distance to the South Jetty. No one actually knows the real reason why, but personally, I think it's to get away from all the pesky humans who used to climb down onto the beach and bother them. This is probably as close as you're gonna get. Bring your binoculars. The best time to see them is during low tide, mornings and evenings. Otherwise, they're out fishing and having fun. Luckily, I have this old footage to share. They love to float around on their backs, even when sleeping, and will sometimes hold hands with another sea otter to keep themselves from floating out to sea. Well, looks like I have enough time for lunch. I'm gonna head back towards Whale Tour HQ and grab me some Phil's Fish Market, and that'll do it for me for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and until the next time,